Oh, what a glorious thing to be a healthy, grown-up, busy, busy bee, whiling away the passing hours.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. This is number 4 in the workshop tooling series, in which I'll give you a brief description of and installation of a travelling steady for the lathe. It's one that I designed myself, and I hope you find it interesting. Here we are over at the workbench, and this is the travelling steady which I've made. It consists of 2 pieces of 5mm mild steel sheet, which I've had laser cut to the design that I required. The 2 sheets sandwich spacers, and these blocks and the fingers. The fingers are curved and actuated by threaded rods through the retained nut within this block, which is free to rotate within the constraints of the movement of the finger. Each finger is curved and terminates in a small roller ball bearing. By turning the nut in the block, you can screw the threaded rod down, which in turn moves the finger in an arc, and eventually, of course, they will all meet up in the middle. This way you can clamp it on the lathe or on the cross slide, set your workpiece in here and adjust these individually so that they bear upon the workpiece, which obviously comes through here like that. Probably best if we go over to the lathe and I'll demonstrate it in practice. Here we are then over at the lathe. The travelling steady is mounted on the cross side using the pre-existing holes, threaded holes in the cross slide through the mounting block. I've put in a piece of 6mm diameter silver steel in the chuck, and by running the lathe at slow speed and bringing up the fingers slowly, the bottom 2 are just touching the revolving stock. If I now bring down the 3rd one, and I just touch that off very gently, that is now in contact, and each adjustment screw is then locked in position. And if I just turn the lathe on, I'm not sure that you can see the bearings rotating, but I assure you that they are. Let me just get a marker. And if I mark the bearing, you will see that you see the marker going around there. The geometry of the device and the diameter of the bearings themselves allows me to hold stock of a minimum diameter of 4mm, and when it's opened out fully I can get up to, I think it's 95, something in the region of 95mm diameter in there, should that be required. even thinner pieces could be held by bringing out the fingers and clamping it on, say, a piece of turned brass, which is drilled through the side of the stock, and with a couple of, not a couple, just a single track machined out, the rollers could rest in that. I haven't tried that, but that's how I would do it. And that is just about it. In other respects, it's much the same as any other travelling steady, except for, as far as I can see, the curvature of the fingers and the means by which they are retracted and inserted towards the material. It's been a useful exercise for me in design. It was done in 3D CAD before I actually started cutting any metal, and as I said earlier, the plates were cut for me by a local laser cutting machine shop. Well, there we are then. A very quick look at the travelling steady. I hope you found it interesting. I try to keep it short and concise. And if you have been and still are, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.